I love that and how you phrase that. And now I'm thinking of, when you go into a design session like that, you're solving a problem, and then you have to ask, okay, well, am I solving the right problem? And oftentimes we see the wrong problem being solved, and that creates more problems. So I'm curious for you, and maybe Greg and Annie, if you would want to answer this too. What is the problem statement? Like, what should we be coming together to really design and solve that is the deeper problem? What is that problem statement? The big question. So
Right.
feel free to
Go ahead. Well, being an activist
yeah.
for many years, I've seen it on many, many different levels, like really. Um, we need to know, how did we get here? And then we can start to make the changes. How did this money system come about? How do we have the gap between the rich and poor in such a way that it is not only in this country, it is worldwide. Nigeria, for instance, has the most private planes. And yet, if you ever go to Nigeria, which I've done quite a few times, there are areas where you can't even believe the poverty is so extreme. So there is this system that needs to be changed. And so how do you do that? What are the mechanisms? And how do you incorporate new systems? Systemic changes is what we need. And so that needs to be at a grassroots. That has to be a populist movement of them getting engaged. And so we need people like Jay, who's working with children, to start thinking about their relationship with each other, with the earth, with so building it, a population of school children to be able to be emotionally satisfied. And that's where you start to get those changes. And there's so many solutions out there, so many, but they're not being implemented in a big enough way and a fast enough way for what we're facing today. We need to learn how to create new types of systems, how to get engaged in all the levels of, depending on whatever area you're involved in. Come, find out what are the changes that could be happening. Health, we all know the well-being systems are what people are now embracing. Thank God. They're learning about their bodies through technology too. We're all like, oh my God, we can do it through this way. So it's really about coming together under this sort of being connected to the earth. And so science and indigenous knowledge are, to me, where we can go, where we find the solutions. I've been involved with the biodynamic farm, the second one that ever existed in the United States. Boy, did I learn about earth, dirt. Dirt is like the most powerful thing on this planet. What is in that earth? Okay, when you smell it, you think it is the life of force of everything. Okay, so we need to change our lenses. We need to change how we see where we are, who our communities are. And that's where I feel is like education, role models. We got to get localized, like totally localized, get rid of these ridiculous systems where raw materials come from Africa, then they go to India. Then from India, they go to China. Then they come here. And then we sell the cell phone to the Africans. What the hell? This is insane. You know what I mean? It's like, anyway, so sorry how you really feel. So there are so many solutions. And so the local stuff, buy local, upcycle, think about your impact, everything you do. Like, what am I doing? Why am I buying this? Where did this come from? Shit. No, I want to support $5 more. I'll go for that because I'm supporting a system that is, bringing